Hello and welcome to this beginner's mesh tutorial. Today I will be showing you a little bit about how to make smoother movements for heavily deformed areas in Live 2D. So first we're going to look at why sometimes making your own mesh can be a very important thing to do, especially from a beginner's standpoint. You may already know that you would usually use auto mesh for everything on your model, especially as a complete beginner. Usually for a mouth part, you would put it on deformation heavy, and then it will set it up for you. Now this is a good time-saving tool, but I'm going to show you why it's not always the best looking thing to do. So we can see I've got my deformation path already set up here. And let's say, oh, I need to move my mouth up a little bit to make an O shape. So we're gonna move this. And if you look at it now, yikes, those edges are not looking very smooth. And if we zoomed out, it's still pretty noticeable. So how do we get a mouth looking really nice and smooth? Well, that's where you probably want to make your own mesh for that. So what do? What's the problem? What's causing the line to look all jaggedy and stuff? Well, if we actually look in the mesh view, so we're going to want to go up here, next to the auto, right here. So what are we going to do here to make our mesh nice and clean and smooth so we can have better mouth movement? Well, first off, get rid of everything. Don't need it. Goodbye. So we started off with a blank slate. Now, first thing you want to do is really look at what shape you're going to deform here. Obviously, with the upper lip here, we've got the actual lines of the lip, and then the back part of the lip, which is the colour. And the part we're going to be seeing the most deformation of is the upper lip itself. So that's where we're mostly going to be focusing on. When you're making your mesh, you need to make sure that the whole thing is connected and that every part of your texture is within the mesh as well. So how do we start? Well, first you're going to want to select this pen tool with the plus that allows you to add an anchor point. And generally you just want to start anywhere on the object, but I would start with the area that you're looking to deform the most. So we're looking at this lip part. Now, I'm no expert, but I can at least make things look a little bit smoother. You want to be just outside of the object's bounds, so around here, and you'll see this little red dot appearing, and there's actually a line between this dot and your mouse. When you place another anchor point, it's going to automatically connect these points. So what you want to do with an upper lip is try and evenly space your points as much as possible. So we're going to go all the way around. Now, when you're at a corner, you might want to add a few extra points just to make it a bit more smooth. And there we go. If you needed to edit a little bit, for example, I feel like this bit here could be moved just a little bit. You just select your arrow key and then you just select what point you want to move, and then you can shift them along a little bit just to tidy things up a little bit more. So what you're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a new anchor point again. We're actually going to work on the inside of the shape this time. And you're going to want to do, I guess, think in triangles. So what I would do is put one right here. And then we're going to follow along in the middle of each point on the top here. You may notice on this corner part, I'm not going to add as many points on the outside as I am on the inside, because it won't make that much difference. So we've got to this point, but you're going to notice that there are blue lines in between each of our points here. What you're going to want to do is press this button here, it says Auto Connect. Boom, then it's going to have red lines between everything, showing that your mesh is entirely connected here. So you may notice that the white part of the mouth here, which is the top part of my lip, isn't meshed up yet. And we're going to do that now. So obviously the top part here is not going to be deformed as much as the actual lip part itself. So we're not going to spend that much time and effort onto it. So what I like to do is grab this corner right here. It'll light up red. And we're just going to make a larger shape around this white area here. So we're going to want to make sure that it's all connected in. So if we look here, the white is all within this mesh. And on this side as well, yeah, it's all within the bounds of our mesh. But we're not going to auto connect this right now because that's going to look really weird. So we're going to have to add a few more anchor points into the middle section. So generally for the mouth part here, I will just add 2 or 3 points. So if we put one here, then we're going to want to go sort of within the middle of these points again. So here, and then here. Select off that. And we're going to want to do that again towards the middle part. And then one more, we'll put it here. There we go. And then we're going to press Auto Connect again. Boom. So let's give this a go now. We're going to make a frowning mouth. So it's obviously not perfect in terms of the movement, but you can sort of see how the mesh is keeping the lines together a lot better than using the automatic. So you can see as I'm moving it, the lines are within the new mesh that we created. So if we click off that now, the lines are still looking pretty straight. And obviously you could apply this mesh creation to other parts that require heavy deformation. It will generally make parts move a lot smoother, but the majority of places where you tend to find that lines aren't deforming very well is the mouth parts, the eyelids, and other very specific areas such as my character's ears. We can also see the example of the mesh I used for my eyes, which is a very similar setup to the mouth part that I made just now. So if we select it. Okay, so the style of my eyes is very different to the standard anime. And you're probably not going to need a custom mesh for the standard anime eye. Maybe... Actually, you might need it for the top eyelash. But with my eyes, because it's one rounded shape, I needed to make my own mesh so it deforms a lot smoother. I hope you enjoyed that mesh tutorial for beginners. If you have any questions or anything you would like to point out to me, because I'm still learning as well, then please leave it in the comments down below. I also do other tutorials. For example, I had a snout tutorial that's a bit more specific, but if you're looking for more broad tutorials, and I might be releasing more in the future, so if you'd like to look out for that, feel free to subscribe to our channel. And if you know anyone who might need help with their mesh, then feel free to send them this, and hopefully they might find it helpful too. And I hope you all have a great day!